So let me continue with a little more information about creating some HTML. Here we have our index.html file in our HTML assignment folder, and we have our graphics subfolder. And you'll notice in our graphics subfolder is a screencapture01.png. You'll notice I'm keeping everything lowercase. Your file names, your tags should be lowercase. Now I can change this extension to txt, or I can right click and choose Open with Text Wrangler. Don't use Text Edit, use Text Wrangler or Notepad on Windows. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to insert an image tag. The image tag is going to reference screencapture01.png. You have to spell the file name correctly. If you miss an E, if you miss a letter, if you change the case on something, the link won't work. You also have to know the folder it's in. In this case, it's in the graphics folder. Notice there's an S on the end of graphics. So, an image tag, as I mentioned previously, is not a paired tag. It self-closes. So whereas the paragraph tag opens with a P and then closes with a /P, the image tag opens with an IMG and it self-closes with a slash, all within the same angle brackets. You notice how these tags are created with angle brackets. So IMG, space, spacing is important, SRC equals, quotes, the file that we're referencing is in quotes. Graphics, graphics is the directory that the file is in. Name of the file has to be spelled correctly, just like the file itself. If you end up not seeing your graphic in the browser, it's probably because you have the folder wrong or the file name wrong. Now, we have attributes we can use here. A width attribute specifies the number of pixels wide the image is. The height attribute specifies the number of pixels tall the image is. I strongly recommend you do not artificially stretch your picture. In other words, I would create your screen capture at the size you need it, and I would not use these attributes. But let me show you what they look like. And then the alt text, you can Google what that is. But see here I have screen capture and it's in quotes. That's my alt text. Then a space, and then I self-close the tag. That is an image tag. So this is Text Wrangler, and then I'm going to save this. I'm going to click File, Save As, and I'm just going to save it right here as index.html. And I'm going to replace it. Now, if I double-click this HTML file, it's going to open in my browser. And here you can see HTML test heading that we've done. Hello world. This is our H1 tag. Open H1, close H1. This is our paragraph tag. Open P, close P. And this is our image tag. Now, let me close this. Let me show you what those attributes do. So I'm going to open this with Text Wrangler again. Not Text Edit. I'm just going to delete these attributes because I'm not going to use any of these. Notice the image source is enclosed in quotes. There's a space. You self-close the tag. One other thing I want to talk about is lists. There are ordered lists and unordered lists, and you will know this from class. Ordered lists and unordered lists. Let me create an unordered list for you. An unordered list opens with a UL tag, and it closes with a UL tag, so it's paired. In the middle, there are list item tags. So an ordered list has to open and close with a UL tag, and it has to contain list items. And I'm going to put a paragraph here that says my grocery list is, and then I'm going to close my paragraph tag, and I'm going to say eggs and butter, because it's a really simple grocery list. I'm going to save this file as using Text Wrangler. Of course, Windows users, you'll be using Notepad. That's fine. And now I'm going to open this in my browser. And you'll notice some things. You'll notice that image got really large, too large. So you're going to want to use either resize it before you take it, or use those file attributes to change the size of it. You'll notice that UL tag gave me bullets. The unordered list gave me bullets, and this is what they look like. So imagine what an OL tag would do with list items. OL for ordered list. So I showed you lists, I showed you images, I showed you image attributes. You can apply these concepts as you generate your own HTML. Thanks, guys.